He has more videos than subscribers. He's one of the few on here without a PayPal. This isn't work. He's simply here to entertain. 11 years in a row. It's the Paul Michael DB show. In this audio video, I'm going to rank the James Bond films again, but for the first time in 2020. Now, as everyone knows, there was supposed to be a James Bond film released. I think it was April 3rd tomorrow as I record this video on April 2nd. It'll probably be uploaded April 3rd by the time I get through it. Anyways, on my original channel, PMDB videos, I thought I'd re-rank the Bond films one more time. The official Bond films. There's been 24 official James Bond films since 1962, starring Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore. Did I mention I've seen Roger Moore in person before? Timothy Dalton, jumping the gun there. Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig have all played James Bond. Moore 7 times, Connery 6 official times, Craig, 4 times as of speaking, but of course he has played him technically 5 times, but his film has the 5th film has not been released yet, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to see his 5th film. We'll get onto that later. Brosnan with 4 entries, Dalton double, and George Lazenby's gem of a film on Her Majesty's Secret Service, his one and only appearance. So I did actually watch the two on a. See, I've been on this James Bond marathon. Started it late last year, finished it just today as of recording. Lockdown brings out the movies, it seems. So I thought it'd be an ideal time to finish this Bond marathon, since, well, can't do much else. But I did watch Casino Royale, the spoof from 1967, and Never Say Never Again, and they would both be below my worst rated official James Bond film. Casino Royale is really hard to watch. I would not recommend it, folks. Your life is far too special to watch this film. Trust me. Never Say Never Again. It does have Connery in it, and it was good to see Connery back one more time, but it's really not that great. A 4 out of 10 at best, I would say. So on to the official Bond films. In 24th place, the worst James Bond film officially ever made, Moonraker. The 4th to star Roger Moore, and the 3rd and final one directed by Lewis Gilbert. In 23rd place, I'm going to go with Daniel Craig's 2nd entry, Quantum of Solace. Moving on. In 22nd place was my second in-cinema experience of James Bond films, Die Another Day from 2002, Pierce Brosnan's final Bond film. And just missing out on the top 20 Bond films of all time out of 24 is Spectre, the latest James Bond film before No Time to Die comes out, if it ever is going to come out. Spectre, it didn't impress me much. So, top 20 now. In 20th place is Pierce Brosnan's second Bond appearance, Tomorrow Never Dies. 19th place is Roger Moore's second Bond appearance, The Man with the Golden Gun. In 18th place, I'm going to go with A View to a Kill, Roger Moore's 7th and final Bond film appearance. In 17th place, Diamonds Are Forever, Sean Connery's final official James Bond movie appearance. And in 6th place, I'm going to go with You Only Live Twice, which I believe would be a lot higher up in a lot of Bond fans' film lists, but I really don't enjoy watching this film as much as the others. So, the top 15. Timothy Dalton's debut as James Bond in 1987's The Living Daylights. I feel License to Kill, which obviously appears higher up in this list, was much more suited for Timothy Dalton's take on James Bond. In 14th place, I always find this film hard to rank Thunderball, Sean Connery's fourth, and Terence Young's final Bond as a director. He would direct Dr. No and From Russia with Love, the first two James Bond films. 13th place, I'm going to go with For Your Eyes Only from 1981, Roger Moore's fifth James Bond appearance, and John Glenn's first one directing. In 12th place was my first in-cinema Bond experience, 21 years ago now almost, in 1999, The World Is Not Enough. 11th place, Dr. No, the original official James Bond film, and the first to star Sean Connery. The top 10 Bond films, in my opinion, go as follows. In 10th place, George Lazenby's one and only appearance, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, directed by Peter Hunt. In 9th place was Roger Moore's debut Bond film, Live and Let Die, which was directed by the guy that directed Goldfinger and the guy that directed The Man with the Golden Gun and Diamonds Are Forever, and his name now escapes me. That's annoying. It will come back to me. Terence Young. Guy Hamilton. Told you it would come back to me. In 8th place, a film in previous ranking lists was way lower down, but I've grown to appreciate more on this rewatching Skyfall from 2012. The one where, spoiler alert, M dies. In 7th place, I'm going with Goldfinger. 6th place, now here's a shocker. Here's a shocker for you. The Spy Who Loved Me, my traditional number one go-to Bond film of all time, finds itself not even in the top 5. It's not even my favourite Roger Moore Bond film anymore. As in number 5th place is, I'm going with Octopussy, which came out the same year as Never Say Never Again, the unofficial Bond film. And Octopussy was way better and made more money at the box office, so most agreed. In 4th place, I'm going to go with License to Kill, Dalton's second and final Bond appearance. The top 3 and the best of the classic James Bond films. In 3rd place, From Russia with Love. The top 2 are directed by the same guy, Martin Campbell. In 2nd place, Pierce Brosnan's first Bond film, GoldenEye, often overshadowed by the game GoldenEye, which is amazing. Totally overshadows the film, but this film is great. Almost my number one Bond film in this specific re-ranking video. But number one after rewatching it again, Casino Royale from 2006. I didn't enjoy this first time around in the cinema, but when the times I've rewatched it, I just think this is without doubt the greatest James Bond film ever made, and one of the best films ever made in general. The first to star Daniel Craig, who's, there's 2 of his films are way at the bottom of my rankings, and then we've got Skyfall in at number 8, a very high spot, and his debut, Casino Royale, is my number 1. And yeah, so I thought we'd, do a wee rankings when I completed this marathon of mine. Let's rank the Bond actors, shall we? Since I'm retiring from videos, and I'm not going to talk about James Bond. I'm never say never again, but I'm never going to rank these films ever again in a video because I'm going to be retired from videos following this month. This is my 10th anniversary on YouTube this month, and these are my final set of videos. In 6th place, I'm going to go with George Lazenby. 5th place, Timothy Dalton. 4th place, Pierce Brosnan. He really let me down in a few of his films this time around. I didn't think he was so good as I thought he was. Very good in GoldenEye. The top 3. In 3rd place, Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig is he might become my number 2 or 1 one day. He really might. There hasn't really been a horrific Bond actor. They all bring something to the table, but the top 3 are all really exceptional in my opinion. Number 2, Sean Connery, the guy that made Bond famous. And my number 1, Roger Moore, the guy that showed Bond could continue after Sean Connery. Hope you enjoyed my rankings of all official Bond films. Bond, James Bond.